One of the floor stations for week 7 will be our rock and rolls, putting our hands in the right spot for a backwards roll and tapping our toes on the box. If the kids are still having a hard time with their hand placement, they can just rock back and reach to give the mat a high five while they tap their toes on the box. Floor for week 7 is a small lunge to a tiny handstand, just a small toe tap at the end and back into their lunge. You can have a mat there for them in case they fall backwards, but we are still wanting them to still lever, touch their floor, and bring their toes back down. Floor station for week 7, we're going to practice reaching over the French fry to do our cartwheels. If that is still tricky, or if they're a little bit younger, you can still cartwheel with their hands on the French fry to kick over. We're going to practice shape jumps from a height so we can practice our star. You can also do a tuck or pencil. You can encourage them to jump sideways or even backwards. Just make sure we have a big enough mat underneath so the landing is proper and they are not jumping from too high of a height. Week 7 on the single bars, we're going to have the little ones hang on the bar and put their feet on the U and just rock back and forth until they need to regrasp and they can let go and share with their partner. Week 7 on the parallel bars, we're going to practice our soul hangs, lifting those toes up to the bar in our pike or in our straddle. On the uneven bars, we're going to practice our glide swing, starting back, lifting our toes up in front and pushing the pool noodle up and trying to encourage them to keep their toes in front as they swing back. On the floor bar station, we're going to practice our out curves, holding on to a pool noodle, lifting it up high, as well as our toes and knees up off the ground. Our preschool kiddos for week 7 on beam, you can continue on with some of the complex you've been doing. You can add in some new locomotions, doing our grapevines, starting with feet crossing in front. If they're ready for a challenge, you can try feet crossing behind. You can also add crab walk. For our preschool guys, week 7 on the trampoline, you can do the street jumps, star jumps. You can review tuck jumps and pike and straddle if you've worked on those. This time you can add in jump half turns. Really make sure they're controlled. You should be encouraging them to jump and turn, then stop, and jump and turn and stop. Try to have them go around all the way instead of going back and forth like a windshield wiper.